MICSO è nata nel 1984.
MICSO was established in 1984. Back then, we were only working on developing software on Apple II. Over time, we've now been operating for over 30 years. We have had to reinvent our work somewhat. We first transitioned into the Internet era, which in Italy began in around 1996, where we were one of the first Internet providers at the national level. 10 years later, we experienced the wireless world, first through public browsing hotspots, and then the fixed wireless world. We were one of the first companies in the country to do so. In the beginning, this was rather a difficult field. The technology was not refined enough to offer a quality service to our users. In recent years, we have finally been able to support our growth rate, thanks to a successful partnership with Cambium Networks.
Non rinneghiamo il nostro passato, ma ad un certo punto I limiti.
We don't deny our past, but at some point the limits of the products that we were using became insurmountable. On the other hand, early tests with the EPMP1000 Cambium Networks were very encouraging. Finally, we were able to reformulate our entire offer. One important limit to the technology that we used previously was the number of users that we could host on a single access point. Well, after a few weeks of testing, the real test was loading a single EPMP1000 access point with more than 4 times the number of users that we'd hosted with the old technology. And the results were incredible. We were able to maintain the performance we'd been looking for.
Qui alla MICSO le sfide ci hanno sempre appassionato.
Here at MICSO, we have always been passionate about challenges. Providing multifaceted internet access has always been our primary goal, and that's why we're always on the front line when the impossible is asked of us. For example, accessing the internet in places suffering from the digital divide or from temporary sites. The 2015 edition of the Mediterranean Games on the beach is one of the recent challenges we have faced in the field. In less than 1 week, we succeeded in interconnecting all the sites involved in the games and offered Wi-Fi access to the athletes from all 24 nations, to the organizational team and to the referees.
Among the activities undertaken by our group is a company called Rosa Rubra, a mark of excellence that we have created in the world of Italian wine. In so doing, we have chosen an estate that is completely isolated from the rest of the world. A biodynamic estate. There too, we have created synergy with our technology. Because in this uncontaminated location, a true natural oasis, separate from the rest of the civilized world, we have been able, through our wireless technologies, to monitor the processes going on in the vineyard using remote sensors that are monitored and interpreted by our technicians.
In recent months, the line has been completely revamped in terms of design and the ease of setup, finally reaching the standards that allow us to sustain the rhythms required by the market. The shared wireless world is a difficult one, with many sources of interference to cope with. Cambium EPMP1000 is highly resilient in the face of external disturbances and has an extremely effective system for combating those from our same transmission site, namely the synchronization of GPS transmissions. And with the significant increase in the quality of VoIP connections, voice over IP, phone calls via the internet are no longer a problem.
Sul litorale abruzzese con il progetto Wi-Fi to Coast con oltre 30 km.
Along the Abruzzese coast, with the project Wi-Fi to Coast, we have covered more than 30 kilometers with our systems in order to provide access to thousands of people with over 1 million connections per season. On the other side of the mountains, in the Abruzzese Apennines, we have connected over 100 towns, whose inhabitants can now navigate the internet thanks to our know-how. This is why, when the Abruzzese health agencies needed to connect hospital structure and health units to train its doctors at a distance, they came to us.
Today, fixed wireless represents our core business. The company has developed tens of thousands of users in various zones of the Italian territory.